4, 3, 2, 1.
And let the movies go now.
Why are you the way that you are?
You watch the post-credit scene, you know that. You know the credits.
Well, I was going to make a joke about how Todd Phillips took the old phrase "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" too literally, but yeah, that's just the start of the review, because why not? Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam. Welcome back to the Phillips Project, where myself and Jacob Collins from 3D Movie Cinema are going to be reviewing every Todd Phillips directed film in honor of Joker Folie à Deux coming to theaters next weekend. We've already covered everything up to due date. The link is in the eye in the right-hand corner. Go check out the playlist for that. But for now, let us get into The Hangover Part 2. This was released in 2011, and this was a huge deal. I believe, Collins, you were telling me off air this was the highest grossing movie of 2011, or it was at least in the top
No,
five.
it was the third. I think it was the third highest grossing movie of 2011.
When part two got announced, it was like the biggest of big deals. And well, we'll get into that. But first, we have our guest for this evening. The Small Talk crew is united once again. It is Matt Wyatt. Matt, how you doing?
What's up? Even though, I mean, I wanted to review The Hangover, the first one, with you guys because it's the best one, but you know what? Who cares? I mean, at least I still get to do another second Todd Phillips movie with you guys, The Hangover Part 2, which we will get into some of the nitty-gritty with this one because we can all agree that this was a copy and paste over the first movie.
Yeah, we'll
I liked it.
get to that, but let's get to the plot. Long story short, this movie takes place 2 years after the first Hangover. The Wolf Pack is back, and this time they are going to Thailand to celebrate Stu's wedding. And, well, they initially planned for just a quiet pre-wedding brunch, but Bangkok soon takes them and does not let them go. And, well, let's just say a lot of the hijinks involve a cigarette-smoking monkey and one of their party losing a finger, among many other
Mhm.
things that do indeed happen. This was a big old disappointment for me. I I just I said to myself at the 20-minute mark, I'm like, this is going to be the same thing, isn't it? It even starts the same with them setting up the wedding, and then Bradley Cooper's character Phil calling him up. It's like, we did it again, and I'm just like, well, way to announce like what this movie is going to be, guys.
I remember going to see it in theaters because my birth father. We loved the first one, and the trailers looked really funny, and we knew it was a second Hangover. They're going to get hungover again. In fact, all over the posters, they had them just like had a Bangkok background, like this. And the one thing is that pissed me off is Justin Barna is in one of the posters hung over too, like this, and he never got hung over. And I'm like, what?
I
They
know,
falsely marketed like him
but
getting hung
they
over.
but they fucking they spoiled it in the trailer, the full trailer where they show Doug, who is still sober and didn't get like hungover like the rest of them, which is like, why would you spoil the whole plot, the plot twist? Makes no sense.
No, the biggest plot twist is where the fuck is Ted? Is that Stu got his fuck on with the stripper?
The biggest twist was when Stu no, the biggest plot twist is when Doug is not the one getting fucking like missing again, that they're not trying to be that
I do like that they didn't
rerun
just lose
thing.
Doug again.
That, yeah, I'm glad they did, but I'm glad
That
they
would
they,
piss me
they did
off.
not
Like Doug
repeat
again.
that beat again.
At a certain point in the movie, I was thinking to myself, you know what would have made this movie even funnier is if we actually see like the actual, not the events, but like them actually trying to be like, up, we've already done this. Like they actually try and commit to the whole, we're gonna keep this low key, we're not gonna go crazy this time, and them like try and fail, but the ghosts of their past slowly like Lester or Leslie Chow is also in this. If they actually did something like that, I feel like that would have breathed a little life into that instead of doing the exact same thing except on another continent.
He's going to get married in Bangkok. Okay, would this be on because she's from there or their
Hmm.
family's from there?
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
I
from
understand
Thai.
that.
No, they're from Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. Why the hell would you bring Alan along? Alan, it feels like down the street. I'm like, this is across the entire freaking glove. I'm like, no, this is shit is paid for and all in advance. You can't just invite somebody, especially when you're going. I don't know if y'all have ever been to weddings and stuff, but if you're going out overseas, you have to. That shit has to be planned in advance. You can't just invite someone last minute. Like, no, we got to get on planes. We got to do all this stuff. There's no way they'd say, I'm sorry, but like we had to plan this shit months in advance.
Yeah, and it
Like
was a
we
last minute,
can't.
and somehow he's got the last minute flight.
I mean, especially with them
Especially when he was never invited to begin with, and somehow they managed to book a flight at the last minute.
and stuff. Like he said muscle relaxers and ADHD medication. I'm thinking, okay, I'll
How does
believe
that?
you brought
How
your
is that supposed to make you?
medication.
First of all, how's that? Those fucking medications in combined make you go crazy and wild? Shouldn't that make you pass out and make you and
And
not
maybe
just
waking up on
not
the
taking
beach
the
with
fucking not going across the fucking country and fucking partying like crazy? I don't think that's how it
well, they
works.
didn't go across the country. They just went literally travel like 20 miles to Bangkok and then partied.
And
They
also
tra-
they can't. And also the fucking monastery. How the hell did they manage to get there while they were completely out of their minds?
It's crazy. It's funny though. What's really funny about this movie is literally they said that what happened is like the scene where like they're yelling "fuck the police" and everything, and
Yeah, when they were
he's
starting the
like,
whole riot. Yeah, they were starting the whole riot on that
they
street.
said that scene was actually Ed Helms had got because the whole movie was shot early in Bangkok in Thailand.
Hmm.
And so what had happened is they said Ed Helms got food poisoning, and so he would literally, when he was shouting "fuck the police," he actually would go corner up into a little ball and start crying and throwing up because he was so food poisoned. He was so sick, and but he was still. I'm like, I respect that he was committed to making the movie, even though he got sick. And but the sad part is because most people would be like, "I'm done for the day."
That did remind me in Harrison Ford when he got sick in the Rage of the Lost Ark when he had that one standoff when he was pulling out his sword and then he just pulls out his gun and just shoots him down. That was completely improvising. You could tell he
Yeah,
was no he
because he
was
had the
sick
shits,
when you were yeah he was sick during that day when they were filming.
which what I love Chow though. I love that they brought Chow in, and I like how Chow is this fantastical character. Like he's literally.
But
I don't
let's be
like how
it
it
was studio
started.
let's be honest, it was studio demand because fans really
He was
love
so
how popular
popular.
Ken Jeong was of his character. They love his comedic tone and how he stole the spotlight. And when it was successful, they were like, "Hey, let's just do something similar to the first one," even though that they didn't know how big the first movie was going to be. Let's bring back things that worked, and let's bring Ken Jeong, and that's what really
He
made him
was so
famous.
popular.
I mean,
Like the,
he's actually a real doctor in real life, and then
yeah,
he was a working actor that made in supporting roles of comedy. I think was wasn't he
Community
in
is where he got
Scrubs?
his big
What wasn't
break.
he in Scrubs? Correct me if I'm wrong,
I
I
don't know. I don't watch Scrubs.
hang on. I'll check.
but I know he was in Community. I know he was in the show Community at the time
He
too.
got, what? Also, but 2009 really broke his career out. That's when he started getting really, he got
Yeah, The
big.
Hangover really broke his career. That's when his career became
2011 was
skyrocket.
his year because he was in two big successful movie franchises, The Hangover and then Transformers was he, and then he
Transformers: Dark
literally
of the Moon.
he
Yeah.
made like that movie made $1 billion, and then Hangover made like I think near $1 billion. So he literally had he had the best year 2011. He's like, I
Oh,
got
he
paid
did.
good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I
he
got
did.
paid good in 2011. He's like 2011 was his year because he was
I
like,
mean, I think if this movie had been really good and it actually surpassed the expectations and not
I
as
mean,
well received,
most
I think
people
it would
did
have I
love
think
it.
it would have made a little bit more money than it did.
It made like
So
almost $1 billion. It made
It did.
near
so
like
Jong
it made
made
800,
his
almost 900.
Jong made his film debut in 2006 for the movie Knocked Up. He played Dr.
Yeah,
Cooney.
he played the
That's
doctor
the
in
one.
that.
Yeah, that he did. That was his first movie.
Yeah, I like him. Like he has a small like little role in The Office when that's like when Michael Scott goes to an improv class and he's really funny in the improv class scene.
He just
I,
told
I
me
will
he
say
has a
though, I
gun.
think 2009.
He just told me he has a gun.
I mean,
I mean, we saw
honestly,
that in the first one when he jumped out of the trunk in the first movie.
Me in the future
I mean,
play.
if it's his body, it's his choice. If he wants to play jokes that as long as I feel like as long as he's okay and he says, look, yeah, I have this really funny idea. As long as it's not like the joke is like it's because he's Asian, like that's not the joke. That the joke is because like it's like Chow hiding it. Like if it's not like meant to be like a racist joke, then I feel like I'm okay with it. But if it's meant to just be like, oh, get it because he's Asian, ha ha ha, yeah. Like
Me,
I feel like if it's punching down, then I'm like, no.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
I like how I mean, what do you think when he got a tattoo instead of a tooth pulled this time?
I'm, I mean, kind of on the nose that they brought Tyson back. They literally got the same tattoo that Tyson has on his face. Might as well have written on there, Mike Tyson is in this movie. We promise.
The
I
tattoo was pretty
mean,
funny. I thought that was
yeah.
hilarious.
I also like, I mean, that's not even the worst thing that happens to him in the movie. That's not even the worst thing that
No, no, it's
happens.
not even the worst. Oh
Where
my
I'm like,
But
Alan,
did you
you
know?
really fucked this man's life
But
up.
early in the movie, Stu's father-in-law, who's soon to be father-in-law, is a fucking asshole to him.
Oh,
Even
he's
when he makes the
terrible.
speech at the fucking rehearsal dinner. Oh my God. He's just even though he's giving compliments and backhanding him, and it pulls a 180 on him. Comparing that his brother is disabled and lives in a group home. Like, what the fuck is going on?
And like, Alan
How are
literally
they
trying to,
allowing this shit?
I do like how Alan's trying to upstage Teddy in the whole movie. But Teddy's not has not once been hostile towards Alan at all. Hey, Teddy's actually a really genuinely nice guy, and he's just being pleasant to Alan, and then Alan's just being an asshole because like it's our wolf pack.
Because
You're
he's
not
so
part of
threatening
it.
because he thinks that he's the replacement. That's what he thinks in his own stupid mind of his.
Us, I do like, I do like that when he like gives the cue cards, and then like Doug's like, Alan, switch to the last one. And then he switched to the last one and said, "This is not Stu's first marriage. There was a whore in Vegas." Like, oh, and he was like, "All right, all right, all right. That was good. That was good. That was good. Yeah, it's good." It's like,
Even though he's supposed to be not speak of anything because of the Wolfpack code, and yet he still says it in his last card in his speech.
a joke that made me laugh in the movie though, that was like funny, like to me, was whenever they go and they see all the pictures, like, Alan, what the fuck? We're supposed to delete these. Like, we're chillax, dude. No one ever comes in here. Then the mom comes right
Then the
in
mom
here and
comes
delivers.
waltz right in there, and she's basically she's a servant to Alan.
She's seen these photos, obviously.
She literally seen it.
So,
Alan just
I'm
Alan is
like,
basically a walking monolith for how this movie just did not grow and instead just stayed exactly where it is, going pretty much nowhere.
there was a lawsuit over the tattoo because that person, Mike Tyson's tattoo is trademarked through his tattoo artist filed a trademark for that tattoo, and so they sued the tattoo artist sued Warner Brothers saying that, hey, that we own that tattoo trademark and you stole it from us, so we're going to sue you. And so that's what happened in the movie. And so they literally were about to digitally alter the tattoo on DVD before it hit DVD, so that way they could literally decide whether if they had lost the case. But luckily, they paid the tattoo artist Warner Brothers. When they made so much money on this movie, they just said, "All right, you know what? Here, we'll pay you this much money to go away
You
because we
would
just made
think
so much money on this movie."
you would think Tyson would have put in a good word and being like, "Hey, I'm in this movie. I've given them the blessing. Like, just like it is what it is." But apparently not.
No, apparently, I don't even think Tyson knew that his tattoo artist trademarked this tattoo. Which you would think it's on Tyson's face. Anytime Tyson is within an action figure or something, you would think that Tyson would have the trademark of this tattoo on his face. Because it's on his fucking face.
It's pretty hard to miss. Like when we see him completely destroy Jake Paul, like we're gonna see that tattoo on his face. Like it's not like on his back or his shoulder, you can't see it. No, like it's not gonna miss it, and that's the last thing Jake Paul's gonna see before he goes down. But I digress.
Yeah, I hope he fucks up Jake Paul.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
he's got no chance. Like have you seen?
Like I don't care how much
This
training
dude
you
bit a
have. Like,
motherfucker's ear off.
dude,
I'm a pro
he's a
wrestling
fucking
fan.
he's a wannabe fucking boxer. Like, what the fuck? Jake Paul's a fucking joke.
I'm a pro
Jake Paul, I think
wrestling
that's why it
fan.
keeps
I
getting
look
delayed.
at
Jake Paul's like, I don't want to fuck.
It's no coincidence that both the Paul brothers are in fake sports. If you know, you know.
Yes, I know. It was, yeah, I we've seen the Logan Paul fight with what was it, George Mayweather, the Mayweather or whatever his name was? George
Floyd
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, yeah. Floyd Mayweather, yeah, oh my God, that was the dumbest fight ever.
I mean, Floyd's
I was
got
like,
to
that's
fund more NFTs somehow. Am I right?
all right, yeah. I will say I do like, what did you think about the strip club scene? Whatever. I did laugh when he pulled the machine gun. I said, wow, it looks so real. Shot up the air.
Yeah,
And they're like, Alan, what the fuck?
first of all, why were you selling gun at a strip club?
Well, I think Chow ordered it the night before, and then he just got the gun in today. And so these like, because he was expecting to make a deal with Chow, and Chow is now is dead, but like not dead really. And so then they're like, okay. And then of course What did you think of the scene when the big reveal? What kind of bar they went into, Ryan?
Um, I don't know. I thought it was okay. I feel like I said, it just feels like they're going over their own notes. They were chewing their own food twice.
He didn't get fucked. He fucked. He got fucked. He did not fuck. He got fucked in that movie. He got fucked by a stripper. He didn't fuck a stripper. He fucked by
He
a
did.
stripper.
He did. And he
And then
cried.
like when
He,
and
no,
everyone
he cried after the stripper did the climax.
he's like, I shot my load into you. You
I
shot
shot
me.
my hello to you, and you shot the hello to the floor.
And then it's like, this is called Bangkok, sweetie, not Bangkok.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was like, oh. I was like,
But Stu's reaction was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
he's like, and then like Alan's still confused what's happening. In
I'm still
which,
confused. What is this, a magic show?
which I mean, they would never do that joke today.
No,
Never.
they
They
would
would not do
never.
that joke today.
That would
No,
not
they would
fly
get
today.
shit.
No way.
They would get so much shit for that joke, and
They'd
then
get canceled for the director would get canceled for that shit.
Todd Phillips would never work again. I mean, I don't think he. I think the studio would just probably ask him to remove the joke for when DVD sales hit. That would probably be the case, or they would. I'm like, which would kind of be hard because that's like a big plot point in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna remove it.
Honestly, I thought the only thing that made me laugh was whenever, like, whenever he's singing the song later, when he said, "Well, we're all living here in Allenville," and he's like, "Roast marshmallows with a stick. I got fucked in the ass by a girl with a dick."
He's
And
a
then I
good
was like,
singer. He did a good job of the singing. I mean, it's not as memorable as the other song he did in the hotel room. I think that was the most memorable song. But also,
Yeah.
where the hell did you get that guitar? Where the hell did you get that?
I mean, I don't know, but like,
Let's
it
just
really
go.
makes
Let's
sense.
just go with it.
Instead of a baby in this one, there's a drug dealing monkey, by the way.
Yeah, instead of a tiger, it's a drug dealing monkey.
A drug dealing monkey.
Instead of a tiger.
Which that made me laugh. The monkey just literally starts smoking cigarettes, smokes like crazy. And that monkey did another movie afterwards, and it said the monkey they were mad because they got the monkey hooked on cigarettes, and it was like another I think Night at the Museum 2 or 3 or whatever, and they were mad. They said because the Hangover now the monkey's addicted to cigarettes, and so they're like now the monkey wants nothing to do but smoke, and so they said they're mad. The handler's like I'm mad because the Hangover now he wants all he every time he'll have to break for a scene to grab a cigarette. The monkey wants cigarettes for cigarettes.
And
like, fucking.
can monkeys get lung cancer this week on Unsolved Mysteries?
When Phil spotted fucking Alan bringing out the marshmallows, and he grabs it and throws it across the fucking beach because he knows he's up to something, and he does not trust them that there might be something in it that he might put into those marshmallows. But somehow they all eat the fucking marshmallows anyway. That made no sense to me. Because Phil would have been smart enough to know what Alan is going to do. Because there's a reason why he went to the bar and get a fucking beer, like very sealed, and somehow they all eat the marshmallows. How does that make any sense? There's a little bit of a plot hole going on.
Also, what did you think of Paul Giamatti in this movie, Ryan?
It was nice to see him. It took me by surprise. Like, wow, what a coup. I mean, getting Paul Giamatti here, but like I wanted to see more with him, I guess.
I like the big plot twist, like whenever he's worked for Bangkok PD and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. Like how Paul Giamatti, like, what'd you think, Matt, when Paul Giamatti's in this picture? Like, what'd you think?
It felt very random that he showed up out of nowhere, but I liked his screen time.
I mean, Mike Tyson shows up randomly too in the movie, like literally.
Well, we all know. Here's the thing: we all suspected Mike Tyson was going to make an appearance at some point in the movie, but Paul Giamatti had no idea that he was going to be in this movie.
I mean, if you watch the first one and not seen the trailer, Mike Tyson randomly shows up in the first one.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
I will say, I do like that the movie does have a resolution. Like it just seems like I was thinking Ryan was when he says this is just the first one over, except in another continent.
It is.
There are things I do like. I do feel like you're going in when you're watching The Hangover, you're expecting them to get hungover and like crazy shit go down. You're expecting especially when he cuts his finger off. Like Like I laughed so hard the slideshow at the end. What y'all think on the slideshow? They did the slideshow at the end.
Yeah,
Like
it was the funniest
they
part of the
showed
movie.
everything in the slideshow.
It was the funniest part of the movie, and I think
Especially
my main problem with it is that there are two areas to this movie. It's doing the first one over and then trying to do even more depraved stuff, and not all of it works, and there's like no in between. So
Yeah, even the clues don't really quite add up as much, and it didn't make any logical
the
sense.
meditation
The
shit was
first one,
bullshit.
the
The
first one
meditation,
made
when
a
they're like,
lot more sense when you're in Vegas, and I thought that made sense. But this one kind of goes a little too far fetched for
well,
me.
this also was written by Todd Phillips and the guy who what was the guy the showrunner for Last of Us and Chernobyl. Todd Phillips that took over the writing duties for 2 and 3. Him and Craig Mestian. And I will say, I do like there's a lot of things I do like in this movie. The only thing I don't like really is one, they make Alan just a complete dumbass in this movie. Like, he was somewhat of a dumbass, but he was a competent, somewhat. But in the third, they make him like so dumb to where it's like not even funny. It's like, why is he with you at all? Like, shouldn't you just leave him? Like, say, look, you're gonna stay here, and we're gonna go and look for like Teddy. You're just gonna stay here.
Yeah,
Like
if it was like real life shit situation, you would not want to be friends with him again after that happened. Like, come on, you're continuing to devolve
one of
the
them got like
characters.
fucked. One of them got a tattoo and had sex and got fucked. And then on top of that, the other one literally was then they get shot. One of them gets shot later. And then on top of that, like they invite Chow again.
No, Alan invites Chow. He invites Chow because of the wedding.
Which is crazy because like why is Chow?
I was like, what? You invited a criminal?
Yeah, I do like though. I do like think it's funny, like you see that at the end in the credits, like all the crazy shit they did, especially. And then one thing that I'm like, how did this get surpassed by the censor board, the MPA? Because you see a woman put ping pong balls in her hoo-ha and
Mm-hmm.
shoot them out in the photos. And I'm like, how did that get past the rating board?
That should have been NC-17 right there.
Because I have seen people cut scenes for less, and I'm like, you're telling me that that's okay? Like, oh, that's okay. But like, oh, if somebody shits like on camera or something, or no, what was it like? I remember Kevin Smith said whenever like, and they were doing the Zach and Miri, there's a scene where like some the joke is like this the guy like, he gets shit on by like
Yeah. Yeah, the
and what
stripper.
happened? It's really just like it's really coffee grounds that they
Yeah, because
filmed.
they were doing anal and he was right underneath, and then he
Yeah,
pulls out and splats on him.
yeah, and but they said in Jackass, someone actually does shit, real shit, in a bucket, and that one got an R rating, and that's what he was just mad. But then, yeah, I'm thinking in this movie they shoot ping pong balls out of a woman's hoo-ha, and then it goes in the Asian guy's mouth. Chow,
yeah,
he
exactly.
catches it like this. I'm
I
like,
think
I was waiting. I was thinking, I bet you Ryan goes. I bet you this was Ryan's
But also,
reaction.
they kidnapped that old monk who took a vow of silence. Somehow they took a 20-minute trip to the monastery. How did they not get caught by these people? It's not as well guarded. How did they get away with that?
I
Are we
Also,
want
not talking
the
about
tattoo
that part?
artist.
What the
I
hell?
want to close things off with this, just to put the period at the end of the sentence for this review. This movie is kind of like Bad Boys 2 in that the first Bad Boys was a lot of fun, and then Bad Boys 2, Michael Bay just was like, I'm feeling a little spicy. I'm just going to throw all of my depraved stuff in here. And I feel like that's what happened with The
Oh,
Hangover
bullshit.
2.
Fuck you.
I
Bad Boys 2 is completely different from Bad Boys 1. It's
It
like on
is.
another.
It
was it
actually is.
really? Was it really
It
though?
got
Yes,
heavily
you
too
can like
spectacle on
talk
the
shit about
action.
Transformers,
It kind of
but
took
Bad Boys
itself
2
way
goes in
too
a completely
seriously.
different direction.
All right, well,
It
we're
was on
Bad
a
Boys
big. It was on a larger scale. It's like, hey, let's go bigger and
and better.
better and
I
shit.
honestly think the
Yeah.
story's better. I'd rather if you put Bad Boys 2 in front of it.
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I thought that Bad Boys for Life was the third one's kind of the better movie out of all of them.
It is. It is by a lot.
I
I mean,
But
mean,
I had fun with the first one, I do, but I think that this one, the third one, was much better.
I think that
I'm
the
not gonna
first
lie.
one is the weakest. If I had to be honest, I would say the first one's the weakest out of the
I mean,
three.
I will not lie that Bad Boys 2, there's some stuff that I really enjoyed, especially
The fucking rats are dumb as shit in the movie. You're like, why am I
yeah.
watching two rats fuck in a movie?
my point exactly. But as far as Hangover Part
What
2,
about the Reggie? The Reggie scene in Bad Boys 2 was the funniest part of
Okay,
the movie.
that's a great scene.
Come on, that was perfection. Even when
uh,
you watch Ride or Die, it makes the scene even better for
Oh yeah.
Reggie.
exactly.
Yep.
But as far as Hangover Part 2 goes, for me on my scale, this movie is honestly pretty forgettable. It tries to do more and instead it just ends up fizzling out to just being less. Not the worst, certainly not as like insufferable as some parts of Some parts of Due Date, but definitely a massive step down in quality. But I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of The Hangover Part 2? Let us know in the comments. We would love to read what you have to say. And as far as the Phillips project goes, uh, we are continuing on. Well, we're sticking with The Hangover and talking about The Hangover Part 3, which is the one that nobody likes and nobody cares for. So that's going to be very
Nobody. I don't fuck it. This is the worst. Piss me the fuck off. What it is.
But we will get to that very soon. Matt, thank you for joining us. Your channel's linked in the description, and you are part of Small Talk every Tuesday here on this channel. What have you got coming up?
Well, I recently put out my review of Transformers 1. Be sure to check that one out. And I might be able to have a chance to go see The Wild Robot this weekend, in which a lot of people are raving about it. And I'm excited to see that film. So yeah, so definitely go check out my Transformers 1 review.
All right, you definitely go and do that. Go subscribe to Jacob Collins' channel. He needs the money desperately. My name is Ryan
Oh,
Cam.
fuck.
We will see you all in the next one. Take care.